Our Tale of the Tape is brought to you by Performance Inspired, the all-natural high-performance line of sports nutrition trusted by athletes and health enthusiasts. Visit pi-nutrition.com. So Daniel Cormier now 38. John Jones turned 30 earlier this month. You see the discrepancy in height, but it's the reach that everybody's talking about, and rightfully so. A 12-inch advantage with the challenger, John Jones. All right, now for the official introductions. Back inside of Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Presented by Harley-Davidson. Sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission. Executive Officer Andy Foster. Our three judges scoring this contest in Octagon side are Guillermo Bravo, Chris Lee, and Michael Bell. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Big John McCarthy. This bout is sponsored by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. And Metro PCS, who brings you closer than ever to the UFC on a fast nationwide 4G LTE network. And now, this is the moment UFC fans watching around the world have been waiting for. Live from the sold-out Honda Center in Anaheim, California. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Light Heavyweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a look-see-do fighting style fighter, holding a professional record, 22 wins, 1 loss. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 204 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, by way of Endicott, New York, presenting the former UFC Light Heavyweight Champion and the #1 ranked Light Heavyweight Contender in the world, John Bones Jones! And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 19 wins, 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of San Jose, California, presenting the former Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix champion and the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC Light Heavyweight Champion of the world, Daniel D.C.
Gentlemen, we went over the rules in the back. I want you to protect yourself at all times. I want you to listen to my instructions at all times. I want you to fight hard but fight clean. If you want to touch gloves, touch them now. Good. Step back. Good luck.
Here we go. The wait is over. John Jones is back for the first time since April of 2016 to take on one of his chief rivals, if not his chief rival, the reigning champ, Daniel Cormier. Tonight's fight clock is brought to you by HSS, the world leader in orthopedics. John Jones in white getting off early here. Cormier in the black with gold.
Cormier checking the kicks very well right off the bat. See if he catches it. Can create wrestling from the catching those kicks at all.
Oh, big. Looked like he knocked the mouthpiece out.
He did.
Huge
Big John
uppercuts.
picked it up. Spinning back kick to the body by John. Jones is fighting without a mouthpiece right now. Big John looks for an opportunity to give it back to him. Takedown for John Jones.
Not quite. No
right
control.
back up to his feet.
There's no control from that takedown. Cormier was able to flip him right up. They'll still probably call it a takedown, though, the judges anyways.
Jones with
left hand over the top.
Southpaw stance from Jones. Watch the left high kick coming. See, Jones is eating the inside kick coming over the top of the Superman punch.
Small cut underneath the left eye of Daniel Cormier. You can't help but notice the obvious size discrepancy.
Jones just so long, he reaches so far. Inspector Gadget, arms and legs.
Well, and he's a guy who will have length over most heavyweights if indeed he chooses to move up one day.
Cormier needs to keep the pressure, stay in the chin of Jones so he can't use his length so well. See the pressure from DC like he should be. The feints are going to do huge dividends, pay huge dividends for Jones if he keeps those fakes going on DC.
John loves those oblique kicks to the thighs, that hyperextending knees.
Jones shucks Cormier off there. DC 13-0 as a heavyweight before moving down to 205 pounds. He's never been finished in mixed martial arts.
Remember this, the height of Jones makes underhooks from DC not as effective. He has to jack John Jones up in order for an underhook to work.
Nice
and he's not able to.
there.
And those are the knees we saw Jones land on DC early to take the rounds 4 and 5 out of DC's gas tank. Let's see if he can do it again.
DC felt like the John Jones that fought Ovince St. Preux looked rusty, he looked nervous, he looked hesitant to pull the trigger, and he's hoping that that John Jones is who he's facing here tonight.
Some have suggested, Dan Hardy included, that maybe John Jones didn't want to reveal too much. Daniel Cormier was sitting in these seats doing commentary for that fight.
Oh, I doubt that. Yeah. He would love to look spectacular. That doesn't make any sense at all. And it's not taking anything away from Ovince St. Preux, who's an excellent fighter. He's a difficult guy, and he's a guy that John took on short notice, so it wasn't a fighter that he was preparing for.
Right.
Big thing I noticed, look how calm DC is right now. He knows the strikes are coming, but he's seeing what's coming at him. So he's making reads right now, calm.
It's very different than the first time they fought. Not emotional, methodical.
Yep.
See it in his eyes. He's
yes.
right here.
Yep.
He's getting clipped every here and there, just like every other fight, though. I mean, both these guys are getting hit.
But nobody takes the shots out of the DC.
Oh, no doubt about it.
The only guy that's been able to absorb the bombs from Rumble.
And heavyweights prior to Rumble Johnson.
Very good point.
Less than 2 minutes here to go, round one. So you've got to say, pretty good start here for Cormier, the betting underdog here tonight.
We'll see for Jones, he grabs your hands, and comes over with an elbow. His elbows are like a right hand or a jab.
Yeah, he used that very well against Rashad.
But then when he gets you to start grabbing his hands, that's when he comes down the middle with punches. So he just mixes it up so well.
That was an outstanding leg kick by Cormier, and John just checked the second one. Oh, the bottom of the left hook.
I like that DC's going to the body of Jones. I think that's the best plan you can have. Rip the body of Jones and go to the head later on in the rounds.
DC looks so much more composed in this fight. So much more relaxed. And you got to think, this is a guy who's fought Rumble twice and Gustafsson since their fight. 5 hard rounds with Gustafsson. And we saw how fantastic Gustafsson looked against Glover Teixeira in his last fight.
Agreed. And DC is seeing everything as well.
Oh, he caught him.
Big punches landed by DC. And he's hanging on the head of Jones, looking for uppercuts, knees. There they are. There's the uppercut he likes.
Less than 30 seconds here to go in the round. Jones touching deep.
Oh, over the top.
DC, combination, starting with a kick, ending with a kick, finish mixing punches in between. I mean, it's a different Daniel Cormier right now with his combinations in this first round.
And he's talking trash.
He is talking now.
He's feeling it.
Well, Jones outlanded Cormier, but you've got to be encouraged if you're out of that red corner.
And we see here that Jones is throwing big overhand lefts. He's switching stance. DC gets a nasty right uppercut, punches the mouthpiece right out of John Jones. This is what we saw in the first fight was these uppercuts. This is where DC is so good. He gets you to bite on his shots, and then he hits you with the uppercuts. Here, a nice trip from Jones. No control on the takedown, but a good trip. Beautiful knee to the ribs of DC, and then a left hook, right overhand, left hook, right uppercut from DC to the body at the end. He's trying to transition.
Keep busy. Don't let him be first too much, okay? More than one. High and low.
Keep them hands too.
Add some face,
Beautiful
okay?
hands.
Add some face.
But I need this point.
Beautiful. Keep control of the pace. Beautiful job.
Hey, stay relaxed.
Bob Cook, Javier Mendez in that corner of Daniel Cormier. They really liked the handwork out of DC in that first round. Round 2 forthcoming. Jones is in white. Daniel Cormier in the black trunks with gold trim.
Nice left hook to the body, partially blocked. Nice knee to the body by John.
Jones finds a home for that right hand over the top.
DC's landed several of those right leg kicks. And there's another one. And John switching stances, perhaps because of it.
Cormier closes the distance, rips the body, doing a pretty good job getting inside of that reach of John Jones.
We saw the momentum towards the end of the first round go towards Daniel Cormier.
I think DC said there was a headbutt possibly. I think that's what I heard. Yeah, it was a headbutt. It was a headbutt when DC went to scoop up that lead leg of Jones. They clashed heads.
Hurting it all in any way. Let the doctor look at it. I'm just going to let him look at it real quick.
Right there, clear.
1 second. Come here. Over that. It's unintentional clash of heads. Good, thank you.
Jones is so long, his legs just catch him up and hold him up. I mean, that's a takedown on almost anybody else by Cormier, but Jones with his balance and his length.
All right, we resume the second round here, 1 minute in. Jones choosing to work the body here. He's done so to great effect in the early going.
He's so effective with that stomp to the thigh. That's such a tricky technique. Beautiful left hook and a right hand over the top by DC.
And now we're seeing DC use the same strategy Jones uses. He grabs the hands and then starts throwing combinations once he gets Jones to reach.
Couple nice inside leg kicks there for Johnny Bones. Now DC returns fire.
That one he caught though on the shin.
It's the pressure of DC that's going to make the biggest difference. Can he keep this type of pace and this type of pressure for all 5 rounds? We saw him do it for 3 last time.
But you got to think that there's a lot going on in that first fight as well with emotions.
Cormier shakes off the groin strike there. Under 3 minutes here to go in the round.
Those teep kicks to the knees of Cormier just really disrupt the punch count of DC. It keeps the pressure from happening, keeps DC from being able to keep his feet underneath them when he throws punches.
Nice rip to the body by John.
DC starting to chase John a little bit more instead of head him off. There we go, now we see him head him off. That's what DC's got to do, is not get caught up chasing Jones, following him, but head him off. Another big right hand, double left hook right hand by DC.
Looked like it landed right behind the ear. Now Jones.
DC saying you're missing.
Oh, beautiful 2 shots. Left hook and a right uppercut.
Big uppercuts. Now DC's getting him coming in. Breaking his posture. Got Jones grabbing for a clinch and he's hitting him.
Jones with a high kick.
DC just oozing confidence here.
This is absolutely a different Daniel Cormier than their first fight.
Fighting Gustafsson helped him a ton. You've got to believe that. A longer, lankier striker. And that's paid dividends in this matchup with Jones as well. He's had experience while Jones was out, and he's made the best of it.
Beautiful trip by Daniel, but he wound up on the bottom. Nice knee to the body.
I mean, that trip was beautiful, and the recovery from Jones was beautiful. I mean, these guys are just
I mean, these are easily the 2 best light heavyweights of all time.
in wrestling, they move like 125ers. I mean, they just have the right movements. They know where everything's at.
Body strikes. Jones doubling up on Daniel Cormier thus far. 1 minute now to go in round 2.
And the biggest difference is look how comfortable DC is underhooking, clinching with Jones. Nobody feels that comfortable, but DC with his Greco background, he's comfortable. He's smiling in the clinch with Jones. He loves it. That's where he wants to be.
DC has been hyper-focused on this rematch since the first meeting 2.5 years ago. Took care of his business while Jon Jones was not competing. Nice 1-2 there from Cormier. So DC continues to be the advancing party here late in round 2. Jones has outlanded him statistically thus far, but it's a good look for the judges when you're advancing and forcing the action.
Oh!
And that first meeting also very competitive through 3 rounds.
Mr. Jones, let's do some big breaths together. Slow it down. Let's do some big breaths. Bring it down. Feel that heart going crazy? Bring it down. Slow down. Slow down. There you go. That's my man. All right, so all that like no stuff, that's him trying to fight out of that nightmare, right? Okay, so you gotta stay focused now. He's gonna come hard this 3rd round. You gotta stay focused and consistent. What are you gonna do? Focused and consistent.
There's a beautiful knee to the body by Jon. Cormier glancing right hand over the top and a left hook. Another right hand. That's a nice left to the body by Jon. And there's that stomp, but there's a beautiful uppercut by Cormier. And there's that trip.
Ready? Get up.
All right, here we go. 3rd round of a possible 5 for the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. Daniel Cormier, Jon Jones.
Now, if you're looking at the statistics and the numbers and Jon is outlanded, you got to wonder, how does Cormier's corner feel about this? And what is their advice to Daniel?
Right now we got Jones landing more because he's longer. He's able to touch DC first, and those kicks. DC's not throwing as many kicks as Jones. Those kicks are adding up on the tolls for Jones on the numbers.
It's also the volume of strikes that Jon's throwing. He's never stopping.
Yep. Well, the kicks set up the punches set up the kicks. It all flows together. DC's got to pressure, walk through the damage in order to get to a clinch or hit more in the clinch, in the pocket. Range is always going to be an issue to get by. Nice, beautiful uppercut left hook. That's been his best combination anytime he commits to the pocket with Jones. Cool.
Cormier continues to press forward here. Jones keeping those eyes low.
Cormier's taking a lot off of his strikes here, just looking for his range.
Well, and you wonder how much he thinks about that first meeting, if at all, in terms of the cardio, specifically in that 4th round, one Cormier he had to sort of take off.
Yeah, well. 9-2!
Mike Winklejohn, Izzy Martinez, Brandon Gibson.
Back in the kick, Jon.
He's going to try to take us down.
DC can't quite head him off. You see Jones get out there. DC wants to head him off, but Jones knows that. Gets off the fence wisely.
Head strike, slight advantage for Daniel Cormier thus far.
And really, Jones is just being highly economical, going to the body on DC with the knees, with the low kicks, and with the body punches. It just make it, it's taxing. It adds up.
Cormier once again sends Jones retreating.
He's just having a hard time reaching Jon. Oh, Jon landed a high kick. He's hurt.
DC was stunned by that head kick. Jones trying to press the issue here. Cormier is down. Not out yet.
Cormier's in big trouble. And Jon is all over him.
Here comes Johnny Bones with the ground and pound. Cormier
That could be it.
trying and this
That's it. He's out. He's out.
Jon Jones has done it. Jon Jones is back, and he is the new UFC light heavyweight champion. How about it?
Wow.
A valiant effort from the now former champion Daniel Cormier, but a patient Jon Jones finds his window and closes the show.
And DC is still down. That was brutal, absolutely brutal.
Perhaps he was allowed to take 1 or 2 strikes too many, Joe.
Yeah, and as emphatic as it gets.
This fight replay, as you see the celebration from the Jones family, is brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
And there's the head kick, which started it all off. Perfect placement. DC's in big trouble. Jon moves in and closes the show.
And that's just those teep kicks and the low kicks adding up. DC thought it was low, and he went high with it.
He tripped him there. Jon moves in for the kill. Kick to the body. And drops some horrible elbows on him. And DC's just way too hurt here to do anything about it. And he's eating some big bombs. Big Jon gives him every chance in the world. But that's a wrap.
So Jon Jones becomes the first man to finish Daniel Cormier. The celebration is on. In the corner, big win for Jackson Wink MMA tonight. Jon Jones once again sits atop this UFC light heavyweight division. And a pretty calculated approach tonight, Dominic. He bided his time, and when a window opened, he barged right through it.
That was the approach of a pound-for-pound best.
Yeah.
That's what that approach was. And Jon Jones fought a smart fight, did everything tactically. Greg Jackson gave him great advice. Stay consistent, consistent, consistent. And over the course, it will add up, and that's what caused the demise of the fight.
Not sure what Cormier's issue is right now.
I think DC just wants to shake his hand. I think he's kind of out of it right now. I think he wants to just say something to Jones. I don't think he's trying to cause a problem right now. They're just trying to keep everything cool in there.
Dana White wisely gets in the middle there. Cormier frustrated with something. All right, with that, the official decision is brought to you by Metro PCS, who brings you closer than ever to the UFC on a fast nationwide 4G LTE network. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Big John McCarthy has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 1 second of the 3rd round, declaring the winner by knockout. And now, and again, the new undisputed UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, Jon Bones Jones.
I'm here with the winner, Jon Jones. You made it back.
I made it back, man. Man, such a beautiful moment. Man, I did a lot of right things to get back in this position. Man, I tell you what, man, anybody at home let yourself down, you let your family down, you let your peers down, your coworkers down, you let yourself down, it's never over. As long as you never quit, it's never over. I'm back here. And, oh yeah.
Jon, with all that you've been through over the last few years, the bitter rivalry between you and Daniel, all the emotions, all the struggle, what does this feel like right now to have that belt back around your waist and hear Bruce Buffer say, and new, undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world?
It feels unbelievable, man. It feels unbelievable. It's a surreal moment. Man, thank you guys. Thank you all. Everybody. All the love, all the support. I know it hasn't been easy to root for me, but I've had the most loyal fans ever. I love you all. Thank you so much. even the haters, all the negativity, all the discouraging things that was said. I love you guys too, because you guys motivated me and pushed me to just keep fighting and to prove you all wrong. So I love you all.
John, look up at the big screen and let's take a look at the end of the fight. You caught him with his head kick, and this is what started all off. Perfectly placed head kick. You saw he was hurt. Talk us through what was going through your mind when you saw that kick land and you saw his legs give out.
Well, I just want to thank my coaching staff, Greg Jackson, Mike Winklejohn, Brandon Gibson, Izzy Style, Tusa, Mike Beneville. I got the best coach, Lawrence. I got the best coaching staff, Jesse, my swim coach. You know, we know that he likes to dip his head to the left, and we were banking on him to instinctually dip that way sooner or later. And, you know, I didn't throw him any high kicks, and I surprised him with that one, and it did the job.
It's over, John.
It's over.
You came back.
It is over. Yeah, you know what, Joe? I want to take this time to thank Daniel Cormier for being my biggest rival and motivator. Daniel Cormier, guys, he has absolutely no reason to hang his head. He has been a model champion, a model husband, a model father, a teammate, leader, and I aspire to be a lot more like that man, because he's an amazing human being. Unfortunately, we are opponents, but outside of that, he is a true champion for the rest of his life.
Congratulations, John. I hope your life from now on is nothing but good.
There's something about rivalries that brings the great out of all of us, and to show that kind of respect and to be that respectful, John Jones, it shows the maturity of himself through the ups and downs of his career. And Daniel Cormier is not done either. Don't think, ladies and gentlemen, that just because he's hurt right now, he's done. He is not out of this. An incredible performance.
I'm here with Daniel
by both these
Cormier.
guys.
Daniel, give us your thoughts right now.
I don't know, man. I thought the fight was going well. I don't even know what happened. It's like I got kicked in the head. Oh, man, I'm so disappointed.
You know, I don't think it's a good idea to interview fighters after they've been knocked out, but I really wanted to give you a chance to express yourself. I know this was an incredible moment for you. It was very emotional. What can you say at all about this and the rivalry between you and John?
I don't know, man. I guess if you win both fights, there is no rivalry, so I don't know.
Thank you for everything, Daniel. Daniel Cormier, ladies and gentlemen.
Daniel Cormier humbled in defeat tonight. John Jones with a
Brock Lesnar. If you want to know what it feels like to get your ass kicked by a guy who weighs 40 pounds less than you, meet me in the octagon.